Hi guys, this is Greg Doyle for Eat, Sleep, Boxing, Repeat. The fight I want to talk to you guys about takes place this Saturday, the 25th of July, as part of the Frank Warren BT Sport boxing card. It's a good old southern area title fight. It's a super bantamweight and it is between two undefeated fighters. Sounds like one of these fights, guys, it can't fail to entertain. It is between Ramez Mahmood, who is 11-0 with 2 stoppages, and he takes on Chris Bourke, who is 7-0 with 5 stoppages. I think this will be a great little fight, this one, guys. Watching a lot of both guys lately. I watched a few of Ramez's fights today. I watched a fight with, I think the boy's surname was, I think it was Chris Budge it was called. Boy, it was 4-0 for the Southern title and it went to points. Very good fight. Very impressed with Ramez and his toughness. Very impressed with that, actually. I've seen a little bit of his fight with Brett Fido as well. I also watched a little bit of Chris Bourke. I seen his stoppage of Louis Norman. What a devastating stoppage that was. I didn't quite expect that when I seen it. Poor Louis Norman. It was a great little fight, but it was just a single shot that really just ended the fight. It was a bad knockout, but luckily Louis Norman, everything was okay. But I also watched the fight he had where it went the distance with Hernandez as part of a Frank Warren card. Really entertaining fight as well. As I say, I'm really looking forward to this fight. I wasn't greatly familiar. I'd heard of both guys. I know there's been a bit of noise made around Chris Bourke lately and his talents, etc. Heard a little bits of Ramez Mahmood as well. But watching both guys consecutively over the last day or two, I'm really looking forward to the fight now, because I think Chris Bourke is a southpaw. He throws hard shots. Ramez Mahmood is a very tough but skillful boxer. Probably why his nickname's the Mathemagician, if I'm correct. He's an orthodox fighter, but the way that both guys fight, I just think their styles are going to gel. I just think it's going to be a fantastic fight. Southern area title fights, have we ever seen many bad ones? They're some of the most passionate fights from guys working their way up the ranks to get through to that next stage in their career where they can get huge TV slots, bigger money. So there's so much hunger and desire in these fights, and I'm really looking forward to it. But to get right into it, guys, I'll give you a background into both fighters. Finally, I'll give you my prediction on the fight. So let's start off with Ramez Mahmood. Ramez Mahmood says an orthodox fighter, 2 stoppages in his 11 fights. I think he hits a little bit harder than what his record suggests, but from watching his fight with Budge for the Southern area title, I noticed that he's clever. He's very clever. When fighters throw shots, he knows how to cover up well, and you'll watch him, he'll throw a nice ramrod jab at the end of it, boom, right after an attack to land a nice scoring shot. Sometimes, guys, that breaks the heart of a fighter. Someone's throwing a combination at you, you take all of them on the gloves, and then just one simple boom, straight back. These guys are like, what have I got to do to have success in this fight? He's just counted in everything that I do after I've thrown multiple shots. So for Ramez to win the fight, he's got to let Bourke dictate and try and counter after Bourke's thrown. It could be a little bit of a standoff at times, but I think once their styles gel, I think it's going to be fantastic. But for me, if Mahmood wants to win the fight and he's to let Chris Bourke throw, maybe even feint to make Chris Bourke throw, take them on the gloves, lean back, boom boom, and with a 1-2, get your scoring shots in, get on the bike again. For Chris Bourke, I watched a lot of Chris Bourke, quite excited about this kid actually. 5 of his stoppages inside the distance. It looks so he punches very hard for a super bantamweight. We've been spoiled with them over the years. We've had Scott Quigg, Carl Frampton, etc. So we have seen some of these guys coming through that are relatively big punchers for the smaller men. Chris Bourke looks as though he can pack a bit of a punch. He, as I say, is a counter puncher as well, but he's a little bit of a different counter puncher to Mahmood. Mahmood tends to kind of eat the shots on the gloves and then throw back. Chris Bourke likes to throw and engage as soon as his opponent's thrown. So after his opponent is thrown, he'll maybe lean back while he's still in mid-throw and come in and throw his own shots and get those off as well. I think it's going to be a fantastic fight for Bourke to win the fight for me. I think that I think the counter puncher's got to out counter the counter puncher, if that makes sense. But I think Chris Bourke's got to be busy and use a lot of feints and lean his body back. If he leans his body back and comes in with shots, I think that could catch Mahmood a little bit off balance, especially with Bourke being a southpaw. But guys, on to prediction time. I think it's going to be a very intriguing fight. I just see Chris Bourke being a little bit too strong. From watching his fights, he looks as though he's a bit of a spiteful puncher. And I just see him maybe breaking down Ramez Mahmood in the second half of the fight, or maybe winning on points after one or two tricky moments. So my prediction for Saturday's fight is for Chris Bourke to beat Ramez Mahmood either by stoppage in the second half of the fight or in a points decision. Guys, if you want to see more from me, my name is Greg Doyle. I'm with Eat, Sleep, Boxing, Repeat. Check us out on all of our social platforms. Take care, guys. See you next week. Thank you.